back to the MMA Breeze. I'm here today with my man Bubba Jenkins. He's getting ready for a huge bout, guys. He's fighting in the PFL finale against Brendan Loughnane. It's going to be for $1 million and a big old shiny belt. How you feeling, Bubba?
Feeling good, man. Feeling good. Hanging out by the pool, just relaxing. Little Vegas day. I only got a shirt on because I got the, we being professional for your little interview and whatnot. But we cooling, man. We chilling. Beautiful little Vegas day. You know, y'all hear the jets going over the waves, so we just waiting for the day, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you got quite the time, unlike a lot of your other fights, they give you a little bit longer of a layoff before the next one. So what are you doing with the time? Do you look at it like an advantage, or you get the type that gets itchy to compete again? Or maybe you're just breaking down more film, but what are you doing with the time, and how much do you like the intermission before the finale?
Man, all of the above as far as breaking down film, relaxing a little bit. Chopping some wood, we're not getting too intense. You don't want to burn the body out, but, we kept things in motion. We've been working already. We've been, itching this, like you said, to get back and, being in the gym now, knowing that we're 2 months out, 8 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
It's all right. We can actually, how like jogging with like a group of people is sometimes more exhausting than like, jogging by yourself. Like you're just kind of like holding yourself a little bit. And then when you're allowed to like let go a little bit, you can just, you can run out. It's kind of how it feels. I've been jogging at this pace of like, Dewey holding me back, like kind of like, let's relax. All right, bub, let's go, bub. Let's get to work. You know what I mean? It's gonna be one of them things. So I'm excited about it. And, he's excited about this opportunity to not only help me get a world championship, but secure his, I think, 12th world title as a coach and fighter. So I'm excited for this for him.
A hell of an accolade for both y'all, man. So I'm excited for y'all too. You and your opponent Brendan, you guys have had quite a funny history. I wanted to see you guys fight last season, but it wasn't in the cards. So here we are. You guys actually have a very competitive but funny banter and rapport with each other. What do you make of him as an opponent, but also as a person? Last season, you fought with some animosity. What are the feelings going against Brendan Loughnane? Is there any of that, or is it all good?
Well, no animosity, but I'm always going to say some crazy, what he would think is crazy, but things that I believe are truths, and he's going to say some things that I think are crazy, but he believes are truths, He said Bubba is a 3-round fighter. Well, I've only needed to be a 3-round fighter. Like, we ain't had no 5-round fights yet, boss. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and all the fights that he's had, all these decisions, you ain't knocking nobody out. So I could say you're not, you got Shaman, good job. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna I ain't calling home about you knocking out Shaman. But, I obviously like the guy enough to not punch him in the face randomly, and while we're amongst each other. But we definitely have. I've been to his little after party that he had.
Okay.
Some guys are asking me why I even like him or why we're even friends. And I'm just like, yeah, we, two dogs on the same hunt kind of thing.
Yeah.
Ain't much out there now. We're 2 last man standing. There's only 1 turkey in the field. So, we got to go get that. But as far as like not having the ability to like want to punch him or like, bro, there is $1 million on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to try to put him unconscious with everything I throw. With everything I do, I'm going to try to end the fight. Everything. Because I'm trying to get to that $1 million. And he's not in my family. He's not in my country. He's not a countryman. He's not a statesman. He's not, you know what I'm saying? Brendan is a dude that just happened to be in the same league as me. And we shared a couple laughs. Other than that, he can get it. He gon' get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're pumped to see it. You guys have a very fun matchup. Some would call it the classic wrestler versus striker. But lately, with you times Dewey Cooper, you've been a full package, man. I mean, you guys have been put together. You have one of the nicest 3-2s, you've been throwing all season. So I'm excited to see the striking. But what do you make of the matchup? Do you think it's a classic striker versus wrestler, or do you think it's going to be a bag of different tools throughout this fight?
So my thing is like, he don't knock nobody out, right? He got Shaman. Shaman's, in my opinion, a little punchy, but All shouts to Sheamus for having fought back and done the things he's done in the day. Definitely his best days were behind him, even at the point of that fight. So being that Brendan got that, I still consider him to be a point fighter. I don't consider him to have like these scary knockout. They keep replaying that clip because there's not a lot of other clips of him, really knocking people out. And to me, he thinks that I don't want to stand with him. Bubba don't want to stand with me. Bubba don't want to stand with me. He's gonna try to be a wrestler. I'm like, why don't I want to stand? Like, you ain't showing me nothing that made me. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I can easily wrestle you. Your wrestling is not up to par with anybody that I've been able to, like, what Mavle did to you was embarrassing. But to be honest, like, ain't nobody afraid of your striking. You ain't got, like, you know what I'm saying, like, these dangerous London, bashing, hands. Like, stop it. I don't think you can take the punches that Kyle Bolshiak took.
Mhm.
But, like, I don't think you can take the punches Bolshiak took. Like, you got lumped up in the last fight on the guy with the 3-day notice. So, like, come on, man. Let's be real. I like talking to you because it's more like this definitely gonna go to him. So it's definitely like it's different than the other interviews because it's like I'm talking to you, so you can go give the phone to him and him say something back. Like, what, Brandon? This is exactly how I feel, son. This is what I feel. This is the truth and how I feel. You might think it's crazy, but if I stand up with you, I might knock your ass out. And if you wrestle with me, you might get knocked out. So, like, stop it with this. You don't want to stand up with me. You better pray that you're right about the fact that you think I'm only a 3-round fighter, because we got 5 rounds. I've only needed to be a 3-round fighter. But the fact is, you only said that because you can't do 5 minutes with a bad man. You can only do the 3 that you hope there is.
Hey, loud and clear. There's no confusion about that message right there. I love it. And I wanted to actually talk to you about your last fight because you came in and just you were in and out. It was insane. You still got your 5s in. You always got to get the 5s in. I think we've seen one every bout all season. And then you went and got the finish from a couple slams. So everybody was impressed, like the quick work you made of them. And on the other side, people were impressed with Brendan's bout against Wade. I don't think I think a lot of people thought it was going to be the grudge match, Bubba Jenkins and Chris Wade in the finale, but we're going to see a different dance now. So what do you make of your last performance? Did you even surprise yourself going in, or were you uber confident with that matchup? And then what did you think of Brennan's last fight with Wade?
I was super confident, so don't get me wrong. I was uber confident, but I wasn't surprised, and I'm not going to be cocky and be like, well, I knew I was going to knock him out in 1 round. Or no, but I did say, and I've been saying, if he's very green on the ground, I was going to try to destroy him in the ground. I didn't fear his wrestling ability, as he's saying that he's a Japanese wrestler. So me knowing, I've been telling everybody, even my closest friends, I'm gonna run this dude over. Like I was just saying, run him over in a sense of like, that's just how we talk. We just run this guy over. But like the fact that I did run that guy over while saying that I was gonna run him over, I'm not being cocky in the fact that I was uber confident. And if he did not know how to stop me, which I felt very early, I was going to crush him, and that's what I did. So shout outs to my camp, to my team for having me prepared in every way, but I really saw something in the tape, and I exploited that, and there's nothing else to be said about it. I saw a greenness. It's almost like, Dewey Cooper can teach me all these punches and all these things he wants, but if I see him lower his left hand, I can shoot my right hook. Ain't nothing else going to matter, right? It was like, Dewey taught me all these things and we worked all this stuff, but I saw a weakness in his ability to like stop certain wrestling, things. And I exploited that. I went right to that, and there was no reason for me to try to do anything else. I saw it early in the film, and I just prepared myself for war, even though I knew I had a game plan of peace.
Amazing, man. Amazing. Hey, you talked it and you walked it. So it is what it is. Good stuff, baby. And then on the other side, you got Brendan and Wade. Did you see the fight going the way it did with those two?
100%. I can't like shit. I'm over here acting like, oh no, I called it. But no, I said if Loughnane with the crowd behind him, he's got to put on one of the best performances he's put on in all of his fights being in the PFL. And I don't think he's had as good a season this year as he had last year. Yeah, Brendan Loughnane. I think Loughnane was better last year than he is this year, except for that fight. And we know in MMA, you're only as good as your last fight. So he put on a good performance. I think he had to put on that performance in order to win, because Wade had shown to have not only a good gas tank, but the right durability to compete himself into championship form. And he's been there before. I was hoping to see him again for all the wrong reasons. for all the wrong reasons. But yeah, the fact that I got Brendan off of the win that he has is a little bit more dangerous for me, because he's coming off of the confidence of having beat a wrestler, beat a good guy, and, you know, having the crowd behind him, and he's going in feeling like, you know, $1 million. So I got to just knock that block off immediately right in the beginning and start the storm that I'm going to bring to him.
Mm-hmm. Amazing. Yeah, we can't wait for that one. I mean, like you say, you both had great performances, but it's going to be a great stylistic matchup with you two. What do you think about fight week that week is going to be different than a normal fight week? Because, you know, you're going into fighting for $1 million. Like you said, you got 1 million reasons to win this bout. What's different? Is it, or if anything, what is different about the preparations leading up to this fight compared to another?
I'm preparing to get my hand raised. I'm preparing to be crowned. The other fights, I'm just preparing to win the fight, you know. But this fight, I have my after fight uniform. My uniform matches the belt. You know what I mean? Like, leading up to it, all my gear is championship-minded gear. All the training is championship-minded training. Everything else was preparation to become champion, to become contender, to challenge. Now I'm going in. You can't go into the championship, in my opinion, being a champion of other things. You can't go into the championship hoping to be champion. You have to go in already knowing you're a champion. So this training camp is called Champ Camp for us. It is labeled as a culmination of a champion, but that's because it's culminating a champion at the championship. I'm already a champion. I'm in the mindset of continuing to work like a champion. When I hit mitts like a champion. I hit mitts like I'm the world champion. I'm fighting from the perspective of being the best fighter in the world at 145 pounds. So nothing changes other than the fact that the mindset is now sequenced to become and being champion.
Amen. Amen. And, you know, this season
you said amen like I was preaching.
Amen, baby. Amen. I love it. Hey, when you talk about being a champion, and like you said, you've been a champion, so you can speak on that. But I love the philosophy. I love the philosophical side of you, because you definitely, you know, that's a part of the game, is the mentality, and you put a lot into that. You talk a lot on the mic, and I'm sure you talk a lot with your team. But, you know, as far as this season goes, we've seen you doing a lot better every fight. You look better. You look like you keep getting primed up. Last season was great, but every bout this season has been flawless. You know, you've been completely dominant the whole season. So what do you credit that to? You know, is it just something different in the water? Obviously, I know personal things have been a little bit better. With Dewey Cooper and you guys are really synced up. You have great training partners, but what would you credit it to, the success this season?
You know, perfect timing. God's perfect timing. You know, everybody plays the song God's plan, but like when your footsteps are guided, as I say that mine are, you come to a place in your career where it's just your time. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than your opponent. He can't stand in the way of it. I just got to continue to show up, punch the clock. And you've realized after watching a year or watching a career, you realize in a certain fighter's life that he just comes to that point where the light bulb comes on, and you say to your friends, that guy's up next. You're just like, yo, that one, you know what I'm saying? He got that glow. It's like when women are pregnant and they're about to pop, they just got that glow, or they just got proposed to and they got that look. They just got that it about them. He got that Heisman look. You see a guy, playing in the college playoffs and he scores a touchdown. You're like, yeah, he's going to win the Heisman. You just know that he's up next.
Yeah.
I got that feeling. I got that look. I got that sound. I got that fighting IQ. I have that I'm next, feel and look to me. So there's an understanding of grabbing that mantle and being in that moment, understanding where I am, understanding the opportunity at hand, and just being focused on that task. I could have had these moments before, but I wasn't understanding of who I am in those times. I wasn't ready to be that guy. I wasn't ready to become champion. I wasn't ready to deal with $1 million and all the other things unstable in my life. At this point, I've come to a place in my time where there's a time to plant, there's a time to pluck, there's a time for peace, there's a time for war, there's a time for winning, there's a time for losing, there's a time for learning and understanding, there's a time for teaching. And right now, it's my time. Them soon know what we've already been knowing, but bad man things on the way, and it's just my time. I culminated to it being my time, my moment.
I love it. I love it. This is going to be a hell of a moment. You know, when you get into the finale, you walk in, you look across the cage, and it's all there for the taking, man. $1 million. What are you most excited about when you think about bringing home that bag? There's got to be one thing that you're like, that's going to happen. You know, is there something on the frontal lobe that you need, or you just really want to do with that bag?
It's a stamp. I don't know. I don't know if it's the bag so much because everybody gonna be watching me once I get the bag. I already got people watching me. People in my about the bag I ain't even got yet.
Oh, I bet. I bet.
Not really the bag because y'all gonna be like, oh, Bub just bought another chain. Oh, Bub just bought the G-Wagon. Oh, Bub just did this. So he done blew his money or whatever. So obviously I'm gonna be obviously intelligent. It's about the validation of finally being stamped in front of America's eyes because I've been stamped as a world champion, a junior world champion, a national champion. I've been the best in the world at something multiple times in different sports, but it's finally that culmination of being stamped in front of everyone around Thanksgiving when everyone's around the table, you know, watching whatever sports they're watching. I finally get crowned in front of everyone as a king of what I'm doing. And it ain't just because I'm in this organization. It can be in any organization. Anybody can get it. I'm an uncrowned king, but this moment culminates who I've become and who people knew I could be. And at that time, once they stamp me and crown me and belt me, then there won't be many people that say he can't, period.
Yeah.
That four-letter word will not be attached to me.
Yes, sir. Hey, so would you say that you're more pumped about the accolade than the money?
With my previous answer, I would have to say, yeah, I'm more pumped about the accolade because being a world champion itself is worth $1 million. Like, okay, I get the $1 million bonus, but say they only paid me, $100,000 for the world championship. I'm now walking around the rest of my life, if I'm smart enough and intelligent enough and a badass fighter enough, as a world champion, I'm walking around to make 10 times as much as what they have paid me that night for the 100 grand, right? Because I'm now a world champion. Anything that I speak or say is now world championship solidified. Any video I put out is now put out from a world champion. Any place I go is now the world champion coming. Therefore, I don't walk around with money. I'm made of it.
Yeah, yes, sir. So you come through, you pull out the belt, you win the finale. Are you back with PFL next season? Is that just you're just gonna run it back, run the check back up? What's it look like for you? Life beyond this moment.
Hey, listen. All I know is baby Bubba boy got children. This the last fight on the contract. You know what I'm saying? Most organizations, they show you they love you by, you know what I'm saying? Not most organizations, most leagues and teams, they sign you before you become a free agent because they don't want that. They don't want that smoke with other teams.
Mhm.
But if I become a free agent, I'm definitely gonna want to hear, it's worth in the game. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what the stock done did. You know what I'm saying? Went on setback and did some homework. So I've been working. I want to see what these grades is looking like.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be smart. It's all about the biggest bag. I done been famous. I done been to the top of the mountain. I got a blue check on Instagram and Twitter. Like I'm not about like the fact of like, notoriety in that step. I want the validation of being world champion, but when it comes to feeding my children and leaving an inheritance for them and leaving something behind after I'm gone money makes the world go around. You got to definitely be prepared and wanting that for the team. And we got a really big team. They need some really big rings.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, Bubba, I appreciate you jumping on. I won't hold you too much longer, but I'll just leave it at this, bro. Why does everybody want to tune in to you versus Brendan Loughnane for the PFL finale?
It is America versus England. It is scrapper, wrestler, extraordinaire versus striker, knockout, point, pity patter. Nah, it is two well-spoken, two trash-talking, real substanceable fighters. We didn't just talking trash. We'll actually do some of the things we say we're going to do. The only reason why we won't do it is because the opponent is apropos enough to stop us. But we are definitely going to try to do some damage to each other. Best man's gonna win on that night. I'm excited about the champ camp. I'm excited about the videos you're about to see, the content leading up to this, all the stuff that comes with being a world champion. I'm excited about it all, man. And BREEZ, you've been here the whole way, man. You're gonna know that it's been coming. Them soon know what you've already, me and you behind the camera, been talking about. So I'm excited for you to actually be able to be in your circle of friends and be like, yeah, but I told your ass, I told you. Shut up.
Yes, sir. You already know. You already know how I'll be jumping out the couch, bro. Nah, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in person. I'm gonna be jumping out the seat. But no, it's been a long time coming, bro. I mean, obviously you connected with me and I connected with you, and you gave me the follow back in 2011 when I was coming out of high school on Twitter. Been following the entire journey, bro. So it's a pretty damn cool moment, bro. I can't wait to watch it, bro. So it's gonna be fun.
That's dope. Awesome. Man, awesome. Well, I'm excited for all of us. And like, you know what I'm saying? You guys just get to sit back and wait. Like I just got done working out. I got to think about things to do later, things to do tomorrow. You guys just get to sit back and wait and be like, oh, but like Brandon, like, I can't wait. Like that exciting moment of like, who love when there's a good fight on that night and you've been leading up to it. You've been waiting for it.
Nah, bro. Yes, sir. Much love, G.
Just send me the text and we're gonna jump on the line, big dog. I appreciate you.